running around and doing crappy jobs, and I'm trying to sing my songs to everyone. Going from king to worm, it's something I'll never learn. To get my head around. Hey!
Not millions, you know, not even thousands, sometimes not hundreds, but just to be able to go out and play music and that's it. That's what I'd love to do, and just record albums.
Chase the dream, yeah, chase the dream, absolutely chase the dream. Keep chasing that dream. Yeah, and don't let anybody stop you.
I don't think you should ever really stop, to be honest. As long as you're not doing something that's destroying you, and like you're not playing music that you hate and all that side of it all.
And every time you sing along, I just get a little bit stronger, and I'm wondering what I'm doing wrong. Can I last for longer, last forever, last forever. Where has the last 3 years gone? Running around and doing crappy jobs, and I'm trying to sing my songs to everyone. Going from king to worm, something I'll never learn. To get my head around. Going from king to worm, something I'll never learn. To get my head round.
I'm Doozek McDoos, known to my mum and dad as Paul Short, from Southend in Essex, and I play guitar and sing and stuff. Music is everything to me, to be honest. It's I don't know, it's kind of gone out of control. I kind of can't get away from it, but I don't want to either. Like just be able to been on the road playing gigs, meet new people every night, and you just get looked after so well. Doing all the festivals, and basically having 3 weekends away, and it's just everything really.
Remember the days when we went around in a drunken haze. Remember the things we did and all the things we said we did. Remember the days when I told us to get off the stage. I think they mean it. They really mean it. They actually meant that. It's exactly what I do now still. Just flip the bass on and get it anyway.
For a job, I've been working as a toilet cleaner. I kind of fell into it by accident. I kind of signed up for a few agencies, and they put me there for 3 days, and then I ended up being there for about 10 months. It's just been something, it's not the most glamorous job in the world, but rubbish, to be honest, but it's quite laid back, but it's kind of something that's kind of kept money coming in, and it's got me back on my feet.
Oh, Maybelline.
How do you do? Maybelline.
Oh, I'm very well, thank you, Maybelline. I'm Megan Day, otherwise known as Tiggy Meg, sometimes on stage, and I'm the lead singer of a band called Tiger Bloom.
Tonight you're mine completely. You give your love so sweetly. Oh, tonight the light of love is in your eyes. But will you love me tomorrow?
Oh, singing is. It's like seeing or hearing, or it's an intrinsic part of the way I interpret the world and up with the world. Does that sound a bit? I don't know, but that's how it's like my left arm or my sense of taste. So I'm always singing, always singing. How rare is it that you find someone who says, yeah, I'm not really bothered by music. We all love and have a passion for music, and you know, part of what I do in my day job is helping other people bring that out of themselves and express themselves and just enjoy and share the creative process. Oh, she's doing that tightrope walking. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Okay. And does she have anything in her hand when she tightropes? Ooh. Generally speaking, work with adults with learning difficulties, although I have worked with non-disabled adults and young people within schools and outside of school, and I sort of do a mixture of visual arts, music, movement and dance, drama, theatre. So for me it's for everybody, you know, not just for me, it's for everybody.
I am Tom Burgess. I am a singer-songwriter, promoter, tyre fitter, half manager of an internet radio station. I think I have a little bit of beer in my moustache, and that's about it. Quite a self-conscious person, but the thing I know I can do is music, so I kind of feel all right with that. So, music, everything. I couldn't describe it really. It's just something that is a constant, it's always there. And I'm not really sure why, it just is.
And the waves were free, and it seemed to me the sunshine will fall beside her. She comes from Spencer, across the hill. She said a part's in her, 'cause the cold's low, and soon the snow will turn the skies to winter.
I'm a tyre fitter. I fit tyres onto wheels, then I put the wheels onto cars. I generally balance the wheels as well. That's about it. It's quite a mundane kind of thing, but I get to think about other things which I quite enjoy, really. I'd rather do something where I've not got to think about it and I can spend my time thinking about what I want to think about.
I've played pretty much anywhere and everywhere over the past few years, because that's one thing I was doing when I was driving bands around on tour. I'd always take my guitar with me, and I'd either be sitting in the van while the bands are doing their thing, writing songs, or I'll be playing out the front of the gigs. I'll be like playing in the car parks before the bands are coming, you know, audience were coming in. I played to the queues. I've got into playing a lot of festivals, and I really like that. It's just such a nice place because you get a captive audience.
Every time I'm
I've got no idea how many gigs I've done. A lot of it is due to the nature of what you call a gig, like playing in a house show or playing around a campfire and stuff like that. But yeah, it's got to be in the thousands at least. I've got no idea, to be honest. I've got to play, I think it's 9 countries. The furthest got is Serbia and Croatia, and been all over like Europe and Ireland and stuff, and I still want to go further, to be honest. But yeah, lots of random places. But the smallest things I've done is played to about one man and his dog, and the most people I've played to is 15,000 people. I've got to play in front of a lot of people at different festivals, and it's weird. I've had people come up to me, like last year, I didn't go to Beautiful Days and play with Hobo Jones again on the main stage because I couldn't afford to get there to the next day, and I couldn't really take the day off work because I would have been sacked. So I went down there afterwards, and I got there on a Saturday, and I'm wandering around the field with my guitar, just busking and stuff. And this kid comes running up to me and goes, "Oh, you're an absolute inspiration." I'm just thinking, I was cleaning toilets yesterday, what are you talking about?
I don't wanna go home, I wanna stay like this forever and ever and ever and ever. I don't wanna go home, I wanna stay like this forever and ever and ever and ever.
I've performed enough gigs that I can't remember how many gigs I've done. I suppose I'd like to get us out there more. I'd like for Tiger Blue to be playing much more outside of Cambridge is what we're looking to do, and you know, we're doing some festivals this year, and I'd hope that we can build on that and apply to do even more festivals the following year. Every week. We rehearse like a full day every week. We perform maybe on average maybe once every 10 days, probably, maybe 2 weeks. Sometimes it's a couple times a week. It feels quite extreme sometimes for me just to do the basics. I'm a mum, I've got an 11-year-old daughter. She's incredibly supportive. She's proud of me and she loves what I do, but sometimes it's hard for me to keep getting babysitting and to go and do my thing and be away from her on an evening, or I'm coming back from a rehearsal late to not there when she comes home, that sort of thing, and that feels quite extreme for me to be having to make those judgment calls about what I sacrifice in order to do the music. And so making those sacrifices as far as my family or my work as well, and sometimes I've had to miss my day job for doing something to do with the music.
When I first started playing, I wanted to play in Oasis. That's what I wanted to do. I was, you know, as I said earlier, I was 13 and Noel was the man. A gig, you know, elsewhere every week or 2 weeks or something like that, for the past 5 years, I don't know what that adds up to, but I'd imagine that's quite a lot. So my internet radio show is meant to go out Monday night, so I now have to pre-record that on a Sunday, rehearse with a band on a Monday, teach guitar on a Tuesdays, rehearse with Lance occasionally on a Wednesday, Shangri-La is every Thursday, and then Friday I may or may not be gigging or going to a gig or sleeping. I don't know. When I started writing songs for myself on my own rather than the band, one of the real changes in music for me, between what I listened to when I was younger and what I listen to now, was Phil Burdett. Some friends of my parents took me to go and see him at Riga in Westcliff, and it absolutely changed everything, and he was just my favourite songwriter for ages. So I then thought, right, I've got to get a gig with this guy, I've got to play with Phil. And that happened. Now Phil and I go out for beers, and that was sort of milestone one, albeit a very small one, but that was milestone one. And then Phil introduced me to Jackie Leaven, and I immediately went out and bought all his albums and just played them to death. And then milestone two, play with Jackie Leaven, and I did that and became quite good friends with Jackie, and written a song about him since he passed away, and I played his memorial last November, and it was just a real honour to do that. This is a song about the night I found out my favourite songwriter died. Then I spoke to my housemate, and we had a fucking large scotch. Then I went out in Cambridge, went to my favourite bar, the Free Press. Then the rest was all a blur. Pouring the vodka into ale, in the darkest of dark bars, the memory starts to fade. Then a year later on, and the flowers not in bloom, another sad gray day, and candles in the room.
Both my last full-time job was working as a gravedigger, and since then I've been doing bits and bobs here and there and going off and trying to do my own thing, and I still got that mentality. Every so often you get reality check and you've got to pay some stuff, so like I get that paid off. At the moment I'm nearly at the end of paying off a big tax bill I owed, so I'm kind of ready to go off and planning the summer to bumble around to festival and try and see if we can make it work. That's the plan, really. It's never been about money, because I've never made any money out of it, but it's always been for trying to get music happening, you know. I just constantly undersell myself. That's the only thing I think I would like the idea of a manager, of someone else going, no, it costs this much, and then I don't have to deal with it. But at the moment it is me dealing with it, and I do undersell myself all the time. Most of my money's gone into buying instruments. Like I bought myself, I was working, doing some building work, and it was getting paid decent money. And once I paid off all my debts, I bought myself a recording studio, bought myself a nice guitar, and got myself all kitted out for it. But like, it is just thousands and thousands money goes just pour into it.
I'm skinned, so I made me a toilet cleaner. If I'm skinned, so I made me a stockbroker. If I'm skinned, so I made me the Prime Minister. If I'm skinned, I'm skinned.
It's pretty hard to make a living out of music. I mean, it can be done, but I couldn't, at the moment, I haven't made a living out of music. That's why I sort of supplement it with my day stuff as well. Tiger Blue gets paid, for most of their gigs. The reason being is that we do a mixture of covers and our own music. And what really bothers me is that a lot of venues, they'll be willing to pay for covers, but they won't be willing to pay for original music, and that's just completely and utterly whacked wrong, completely. Because actually, I'm not saying it's easy to do covers, but it's easier to learn a cover. Yes, you have to find your own way of doing it and all that sort of stuff, but you've still, even, let's not try and make one harder than the other. It's at least as much work, if not more, to write your own music.
I'll turn up and, you know, play for expenses and booze and stuff like that, really. You know, not really that fussed about that. I don't feel that I could command, oh, I must have this much, you know. It's not really something I feel I'm worth at the moment. No one knows who I am. Outside of Southend, and I put on all the gigs here anyway. When I went up to York and played, you know, I got paid for that. And it's just all about going to different places, you know, which I want to do more of, but you kind of need an album to sell for that. So until I've got something I'm happy with, I don't want to go and do that. I want to have something good that I'm proud of, that I want to sell, and then I'll go and do that.
Was a farm boy working in snow, putting up fences, the shadow of Skidon.
Money that I earn, do I spend on music? Pretty much everything, in one way, shape or form. If it's going out to watch bands here, Lance is pointing to booze. I spend quite a lot on booze, but there's always music played while I'm drinking the booze, so I think that will count. Pretty much all of it.
Sometimes I do feel like I haven't got a career and I'm kind of a bit like, what have I been doing? But on the other flip side of it all, I wouldn't have changed it for anything, because I've got to do some things that I've always basically got to do, the things I dreamt about as a kid, and like I never thought about it as, you know, being a rich, famous rock star. I thought it was someone going around playing gigs, travelling about, and that's kind of what I've been doing. So I've got to do those stuff. So I've got no regrets on that side. But yeah, it has affected a lot of things. But yeah. Well, you know, the whole like relationships and stuff like that, and yeah, I had a long-term relationship, and that all fell to bits after a while because I was focusing so much on the music, and I'm away a lot of the weekends, especially summertime. I could be every weekend can be off doing something, and it can just, well, it just takes over basically, because you're basically, if you're living with someone who is working during the day, when they're at work, you're at home, and then when you're out playing, they're at home, and you don't see each other, and sometimes the financial side of it all can get a bit too much. Yeah, it can make things a bit difficult.
Now you're no longer together and you've got this back. Since your woman's left you, you don't know what to do. Just leaving yourself busy, that's all you can really do. Hey! Don't worry, baby, it's alright.
There's no real regrets. There's a few regrets of upsetting people that I didn't want to upset, or you know, things like that. Like I end up falling out with a few mates over stuff like that. But in the long run, people seem to be all right with it, can understand. But yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's just down to luck when you get your lucky break, really. So you just keep on doing your thing, really. I'm not doing it for the fame. So if I was, then I might be a little bit more anxious about how old I am. But I'm doing it because I love it. So my mum's an amazing singer, and she's 24 years older than me. She's doing her thing. moments when we think, when we feel a bit past it generally on a day-to-day, you know, you get up in the morning from working hard and you think, I look like I'm 20 years older than I am. You know, we all have those days. I suppose it depends what sort of music you do as well. If I was trying to get into mainstream popular culture, then I might feel like I'm a bit past it at 36, but because there's so many women and, well, people that are making music and they are as old, if not older than me, so I just think, well, you know, it's not a problem.
I regret not having Jackie Leaven play on a song that I recorded. That was quite a big regret. He was all up for doing it. I didn't think the song was good enough. Jackie died. I can't change that. I just wish that, you know, I had a bit more self-belief at that time in the song that I'd written.
I wanted to leave, but the tide was out. I wanted to scream, but had nothing to shout.
But that's about it, really. I don't regret not going on Britain's Got Talent or X Factor, not for 1 second.
Andrew, our guitarist, and I were lucky enough to be in the crowd, the audience for Jules Holland last year. We got given free tickets. And all the way through that, I was just thinking, I could be there. I really want to be there. And I could be there, we could be there. I could picture us, you know, I could imagine Jules doing the little rounds thing and going, and now, Tiger Blue, you know? It would be brilliant if we could get signed to a label and get the financial support to spend more time writing more music and recording more music. It would be fabulous. And yes, and to make a whole album at some point would be lovely.
As long as I can pay the rent and go to the pub when I want, I'd be happy. The plan is release an album, probably release it myself, get an agent to book me some gigs, go out, sell as many CDs as I can, then repeat. If people all of a sudden decide that Tom Burgess is the thing they want to hear, I won't mind that. If not, I'll carry on regardless.
I don't want to carry on going as mental as I have been the past couple of years, forever. But I'd like to be able to do it I still want to keep playing. My dreams and ambitions now is to basically survive off of it, and that's all I want, is to, because I've met people who do that, and I've known people who've gone on to make a decent living out of it, and that's all I'm really looking for really, is to be able to go out and play and get paid for it, really. The bar always moves, and just trying to figure out what I want to do next, really. For me, is to earn enough money so I don't have to do the crappy jobs.
Trevor. Thank you very much for your fun success. We've got CDs and t-shirts over there. Have a wicked weekend.